Totally. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I've been doing that entire thing. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to XLNC Casting. As we're a little bit late on the picks and bans, it's fine. What I wanted to do was for the YouTube video, I didn't want to include the wedding thing because it would kind of spoil it. So, we're going to start clean and fresh for the YouTube video, starting here and now. Let's roll through the picks. As Team Monster is picking up the Xin Zhao, Leona, and Draven so far. That Leona Draven is such a powerhouse in the bottom lane of Burst level 2. You're talking the stun from Leona just straight into every axe that Draven has. They're going to be up against Misfortune, though, on Team Surge, who's, if she can get that early game poke down, especially onto the Draven, may make him feel a little unsafe going in to try to get those axes down once Leona hits level 2, or decides at a later level to try to get an engage going on. I'm really curious for what Team Surge is going to pick up as the support. They could go for that healing squishier of like a Nami, or a Lulu is really powerful, or they could go anti-engage of the Thresh. And they're going for neither. It may be the Lux. We'll see.
Might be Lux coming in there. They may, Poppy sitting on exhaust. That might actually be a Poppy support coming in, and Lux for the mid lane. Which, if that's the case, Nim has a doesn't have as many walls as I would like to see, as we do see that Lux coming through for Soul Lord here. And there it is, the switch on Team Monster over there. TSM Double Lift taking over that Draven, going back to the bottom lane there.
So this is what I'm really confused right now by, is that currently we have Anivia with Ignite. It could be
Anivia
Samana
has Smite.
321 taking Anivia in the jungle, which would be insane. There's
That would
no
mean...
ban, but yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Let's roll
that's
to the players and their champions, and then we'll get into trying to analyze. Oh, there it is.
There it is. All right. Okay.
You guys are trolling me real hard for a second. We had a Karthus jungle win a game last night. So we thought maybe. But instead it's the Xin Zhao, which makes a lot more sense. So for Team Monster, we've got TSM Double Lift taking the Draven in the bottom lane carry role. Social Bun on Leona, once again, back as the support, taking that Leona. To many on the Anivia in the mid lane. No free names with the Cho'Gath in the top lane. And Samana 321, welcome back to the stream, taking the Xin Zhao in the jungle.
And meanwhile, on Team Surge, we have Mordekaiser, played by DRF Zeno, surging into the top lane. Poppy looks like support, played by Purple Nim. Phantom of Temp rocking the Nocturne in the jungle. Catinator on the Misfortune ADC, with Lux, played by Soul Lord, in the mid lane.
Unless that's a Poppy mid with Exhaust and a Lux support, but I tend to want to agree that it's a Poppy support. Reasons that Purple Nim played support Zoe in games the other night. So this guy's played support before. He doesn't mind taking some weird things in the supportive role. We'll see what happens with that. But overall, I'm really liking Team Surge's composition because they have the ability to really surge forward when it comes to the Nocturne ultimate. They've got dual front line, massive tanks of Poppy, Mordekaiser. When he puts that E onto Poppy, both of them are going to be really hard to kill, and they're going to be tanky front line bruisers that are going to allow for the Lux and Misfortune in the back line to just output so much damage.
The only question is if Monster is going to be able to lock them down with that Leona. If they can lock down Leona and don't forget about too many zone control with the Anivia ultimate. They've got a lot of zone control on the side of Monster, so I would not be surprised to see that engage you're talking about from Mordekaiser and Poppy with Nocturne diving the enemy team be a little difficult to pull off because of the slows and stuns coming out of Leona and Anivia as they're trying to do so. If they can pick off one target while they're trying to engage, just because of the fact that they've got all those slows and stuns, look for a quick turnaround and a couple of quick executions out of TSM Double Lift to really turn that fight around and make it a piece of cake for Monster to take the game.
And that's the scaling of Team Monster. I mean, you're looking at the Cho'Gath, who late game just becomes almost unkillable. Anivia going to be wave clearing. Even if they lose an inhibitor, it's not going to be the end of the world because Anivia is just going to be clearing all those waves right back to the enemy inhibitor. Xin Zhao does a little bit better in the mid game than necessarily super late game, but he still scales really hard through the early game. What I want to see is him not be afraid to gank heavy and early onto this bottom lane of the Misfortune. If it's Poppy, there's not a whole lot that she can do early into the game. That's why nobody takes Poppy support. But You can assassinate Misfortune if you get the bottom lane to burn a flash, especially with that Draven Leona. Leona engages, Misfortune burns her flash, Xin Zhao comes around, picks her off. You've already eliminated one of those late game damage dealers from Team Surge.
And one of the things that I'm looking at out of the Poppy, out of Purple Nim in the bottom lane, if that is where she's going, is to be careful with that steadfast presence, that W that allows her to block all engages. She can really stifle a Xin Zhao and a Leona engage at the same time, as long as that steadfast presence comes out at the correct time.
So, as we get into game, if you had to pick a team to win it all, which would you say personally in your mind?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that.
I like to make your life difficult.
If I have to pick somebody, I really believe in Xeno in this Hail of Blades Mordekaiser, and it is Hail of Blades Mordekaiser on the Infernal Mordekaiser. I like this. No, but in all seriousness, they've got some hard scaling on the side of Team Surge. While yes, Monster does have the ability to pick them off, I'm gonna say that Surge can manage to get through the enemy lines and take the game with a couple of sweet team fights near the end.
I think it really does. I mean, that's a good analysis. It really does come down to how that Anivia places her walls, where she puts her walls. Because if she is putting it in an area that just doesn't benefit the team overall, then it can cause her own team to really falter. Leona wants to move forward. If Anivia is putting a wall to try to disengage the fight, Xin Zhao also diving forward, that could separate their team in a really negative way. Whereas if they wait for Team Surge to make the first move and Anivia places that wall to kind of separate the fight, Nocturne goes in for a dive, or Poppy tries to come in and slam some people away, but there's somebody else left behind, Anivia can use that wall to great effect and basically say, oh, you're coming to us? That's fine. We're going to put that line of fighting scrimmage down and say anyone who crosses this line is going to die. It really does come down to how she uses that, which is also one of those compositions I want to really play on Thursday, is everyone brings some sort of terrain. The Trundle, Anivia, Talia,
Ornn.
And
I don't think it's an ADC that has terrain.
No, we're not going to have an ADC. that's already guaranteed. We're not going to have an ADC. So
ADC is optional. All right.
It is Purple Nim on that support in the bottom lane with the Poppy, so going to be mostly just looking for the opportunity to slam people into walls, get some CC down, and really push people back, make them too afraid to step forward, so that Catinator on this Misfortune can not only free farm, but not be afraid of a Leona engage.
Absolutely. We see that Purple Nim did get that ward down, so Purple Nim does have vision on TSM Double Lift right now, hanging out in that Tri-Brush. So they do know that Xin Zhao is going to be starting on the bottom side with that red buff. Of course, pretty predictable right now. You got more people to help you with the initial leash down on that side of the map, so that is the usual strategy.
So, yep, it's going to be junglers. Just starting off their usual path in the jungle. For Nocturne, one of the things from Team Surge is that Nocturne's engage can be from a crazy distance. He doesn't need it, though. If he's able to find some good engages on a Cho'Gath early on into the game, especially with that fear, Cho'Gath is so squishy. Oh, nice moves here from Simanis. Actually finds the Nocturne in his own jungle, invading hard, wanting to get Team Monster off onto a roll already. Forces the flash out of Phantom of Tempt, who's now going to have to recall and then walk into his own top lane. But Xin Zhao could try to get there in time to also push him out of that side. However, he is going to just focus on the Rift Scuttle for now, as TSM Double Lift in the bottom lane going to get some decent damage down, but it's the level 2 Social Bun with the stun. Double Lift with the damage as well. Gains first blood in the bottom lane for Team Monster.
Early level 2 advantage for TSM Double Lift, and Social Bun down on the bot lane makes it very easy to get that kill off. You were talking about that level 2 power spike for Leona, how she can do the Zenith Blade and then get the Shield of Daybreak for the stun, and that's exactly what happened there in order to prevent any kind of escape from Purple Nim.
As no free names in the top lane, just trying to farm against the Mordekaiser. One of the things about that Cho'Gath we talked said that he is squishy. There's an opportunity for him to get ganked and push out of lane. However, with the Nocturne already being down, that's probably not going to happen. So at this point, it's a survive lane. It's just hold on, don't give any kills over to Mordekaiser early. That's a good root from Soul Lord, gonna hold on to mining, get a little bit of damage down, just some harassing in mid lane.
A little bit of harass in the mid lane. We did see Sabannis actually chasing Phantom Attempt in the top side of the jungle there a moment ago. No engage, no real fight out of it. Just really doing a good job from Sabannis of abusing the fact that Phantom Attempt and on that Nocturne does have a slower clear, and therefore it's a lot easier to get some of that harass down and really punish him for taking a slower clear champion.
Now, that said, other than that early game flash from Nocturne, there hasn't been that much gained by Sabannis unless he's able to get a kill on this Mordekaiser in the top lane. The Nocturne is back, he's unavailable to help out. Dino forced to flash, in trouble, is level 4, doesn't have any shield, tries to get a turnaround, not going to happen as he did not take Ignite, instead he goes for the teleport. Stun onto Soul Lord in the mid lane, very low, no mana as well. This could be a pretty interesting play here as both the Anivia and Lux are extremely low, but Anivia does have her egg form still available, so can play a little bit more confidently than necessarily Soul Lord.
Yeah, and we're seeing down here in the bottom lane, Doublelift just doing a good job making sure he gets nowhere close to those walls there as the snare does land.
Egg form does finally come out, still not quite landing the stun because he wasn't egg form at the time. Purple Nim trying to defend in the bottom lane as best as he can. However, it is mostly about the farming between these two ADCs for the moment. Many does have his health back up, so again, feeling confident. Phantom Attempt around the corner, though, could try for an engage as Sabannis goes for a second gank in the top lane on the Mordekaiser, but he's already backed up to safety underneath his own tower. Losing minions, though, as Cho'Gath is slowly pushing that lane.
Losing a lot of minions, already down 8 minions to the Cho'Gath there. Went to compare it and had my people in the wrong spot. That's a problem.
You gotta do that early on into the game.
There we go.
As the Zinzao coming into the mid lane, forced the flash out of Soul Lord as well. So this Lux has been playing on almost no mana for the past several minutes. Finally burns the flash, so it's a flash for an egg on that Anivia, which means that Team Monster's still feeling good. Those early game advantages that Zinzao's building up. Oh, Anivia killed Soul Lord. Barrier used as
Beautiful barrier.
Playing on a knife's edge, Soul Lord will be able to back safely, but has lost so much pressure in the mid lane. Already 15 farm behind. Anivia's going to get shoved back underneath the turret, and most of those should be gone before Lux gets back to lane. As Sabannis finds out Phantom Attempt once again, he tries to layer down the fear, should be able to use that with the blast cone to get to safety. There he goes, and it will get out. But once again, it's that early game pressure from this Zinzao and Team Monster that's getting them so far ahead.
Keeping them a mile and a half ahead. DRF Xeno is making a little bit of a play up here in the top lane, just keeping no free names down, making sure that Cho'Gath can't really gain as much of an advantage as he wants to have. He's doing a good job of keeping him down. While, yes, they are still even in CS, no free names is constantly low on health.
Beautiful knockback from Purple Nim, disengages the Leona as she tries to go in. And one of the things at this bottom lane is that Purple Nim, level 5, hasn't gotten much farm, but can still over time get tanky. I'm curious to see if Nim decides to go that super tank route or instead is looking to build a bit more damage, as we've seen, not Nong Nong, but I'm trying to remember who else was it that's played Poppy. I have to check Discord real quick, but
yeah, we'll
like,
see
really,
it.
really, really well. Somebody in the stream chat, remind me, who is it that plays Poppy?
Yeah, who's that?
Too well.
Who's that Poppy we're scared of? Somebody will get it to us, I'm sure.
I'll remember it at some point in time. Also, huge credit over to Nim because he is European time in Bulgaria and is currently up at, what, 6 a.m. I think, playing on the stream right now?
Oh my gosh.
That's just crazy. This guy is very dedicated, wants to participate in streams. Commander getting chunk damage onto Soul Lord, is level 6, uses the shield, trying to keep himself out for the moment, but another good icicle as Nocturne comes in. There's no egg for on Anivia. She flashes the wall. Phantom Attempt trying to chase it down, will get stunned up though, takes some damage as well. He doesn't have the spell shield on, so forced to walk away. Zinzao not coming from behind. If Anivia can keep these slows coming, there's an opportunity for Zinzao to get the kill, but Nocturne made it out safely for now. Should be able to get back into his own jungle. And you can see, though, a difference in power farm between the Nocturne and Zinzao because he's so lane aggressive. 42 farm to 28. A little bit, you know, it depends on which camps you're taking, but even still, shows it's just that Zinzao really loves to be involved in these lanes.
Jin Zhao loves to be involved in the lanes, and as you saw, almost immediately, as soon as they saw Nocturne back off past tower start to back, Jin Zhao pinged that he was going into the enemy jungle. Xeno has found him out, though.
And it's level 6, but, or level 7. Throws down the ult. I don't think it's going to be enough. Again, one of those things that Mordekaiser loves to have is that ignite, to be able to layer that overtime damage with his ultimate, taking away double lift, exhausted, and the bottom lane. There's the ult from his Fortune. Fortune into flash, and he's taking so much damage. The heal down as well. The stun onto Social Bun. Is it going to be Team Surge surging forward? You know, throws down the ultimate, gets the stun onto Miss Fortune, but they have taken the support out from Team Monster as well. Social Bun falls. They don't go aggressively underneath the turret to try to chase down double it, but a clean play from Team Surge with that Miss Fortune ultimate.
And they are really lucky the double up was down at the time, because a good double up from Miss Fortune might have gotten double lift as well there. So fortunate that that ability had already been used in that fight.
Leona doing what supports do best, sacrificing her own life to save her ADC as the Draven throws out the axe. I'm sorry, excuse me. The Draven throws out the axes of that ultimate, which I'm going to check on the name right now. Whirling Death. Throws out the Whirling Death just to clear up some minions. I think he also might have been checking on the Dragon. Is in the top lane to engage from Samana. Is going to give himself another kill in for his team. Stun not going to land on the Soul Lord. However, he's going to take some pretty good damage. Another wall from Timani, forcing out the barrier from Soul Lord. Nocturne flies in though, and there's the Puppy. She misses the stun, but it should still be Anivia falling. I just think this even with the egg form, gets the outplay, cleans up Lux, falls to Phantom of Temp, still makes it a trade 1-for-1 though.
Just barely, and I don't know if Purple Nim necessarily missed the stun. I don't know if Purple Nim was going for the stun or going for the fact that you knew that the flash was down on the Anivia, so you push her to that side of the wall. It forces her to walk around that entire piece of terrain there, or walk through your team.
Either
that
way,
might have
Soul
been the
Lord
plan.
moving forward a bit too much, dies once again. We've seen it over and over, and it's something that, trust me, I do a lot as well. You've got your team, you're feeling confident, you want to make sure that you get an assist or be a part of the fight, maybe sneak away, KS that kill, and Soul Lord takes a step too far forward and falls, making that a trade 1-for-1. Nocturne's in the bottom lane, but he's already used the ultimate, so I think he's just going to farm and head back to his own jungle. As 88 farm to 89 farm. Catenator staying even with his and double so far this game.
Yeah, and I didn't expect anything less from Catenator. He's very solid every time he plays on the stream. He's always got something that he can offer to his team, even when he falls behind. Not falling behind this game, obviously, but...
So Xeno in the top lane, 64 farm to 59. That's one thing, despite being down 2 deaths, that he has done is keep that lane push. Cho'Gath hasn't gotten anything other than a couple scratches onto his turret, feeling fine. And at the same time, though, Cho'Gath easy wave clear as well, so Xeno not able to do any damage to the other top lane turret. It's all about the jungle presence in that top lane, as the Xin Zhao's been the one who's been up there more often. Xin Zhao now in the bottom lane though, going to be clearing the control ward, gets stunned up for the moment. Purple Nim getting good CC down, Catnip getting some good damage, throws down to make it rain as well. The blast cone used by Samanas to get out, but good recognition from Purple Nim, and placing that control ward saves it as well, so they didn't even lose any gold off of that.
Didn't lose any gold off that. Really well done by Samanas as well. Using his ultimate in response to Catenator's ultimate, or in response to the anticipation of Catenator's ultimate. Can't take any damage if you are outside of that circle around Jin Zhao, so as a result, he takes no damage from the Make It Rain.
And once he walks away, he grabs the blast cone, gets out to safety. Are you streaming the game at the moment?
I am, yeah. I've got it.
Alright, and the top lane, Cho'Gath tries to get the feast down, but will fall between minions and the Mordekaiser ultimate, giving that over to Xeno, who should be able to free push now, though I don't think he's going to feel too safe. Xin Zhao is in the bottom lane and has been spotted as well, so maybe he does feel confident enough to try to get some damage onto the turret. Teleport also down for no free names, so he's going to have a ways to walk back to lane to stop Xeno from getting a really good hit on that turret.
Especially since Xeno's got that Mordekaiser Q, the Mace of Spades there coming in to make sure that that does get some nice solid damage onto that tower. Shouldn't go down because he's going to run out of minions here in a second, so yeah.
I'm going to try the instant replay real fast and see if it's just a connection issue.
Okay.
Nope. It's not.
Oh, I'm watching the wrong one. Hang on. Let me see what's. Yeah, it's running just fine.
Oh, you know what?
Oh.
I have a wrong. All right, let me do a thing real quick. Go ahead and
Okay.
keep casting as Nocturne flies in.
Yep, Nocturne coming in, so we got the engage on the bot lane as Purple Nim comes up, gets the ultimate down onto TSM Double Lift. We have the ultimate coming out of Samanus here as Purple Nim and Catnator coming forward. Social Bun must have the stuns down. Phantom Attempt does land the Q, and a beautiful shot from Catnator does get the kill onto Jin Zhao. 3-man clear in the bot lane. You do have TSM Double Lift backing, so it looks like they are going to put some pressure onto this bottom outer turret. Phantom Attempt gets that zone down. He does have bonus attack speed whenever on that. As Social Button goes in to the 1v2, Phantom Attempt does get the fear off, and mid lane outer does fall as Temeni just goes through and shreds Soul Lord.
Takes him down
For the kill.
Clean kill. And no free names now, pushing into the top lane, 2-1-0. Feeling pretty confident, starting to stack up. In the bottom lane, another nice knockback from Purple Nim should allow her team to not take the turret. I was going to go right back in. All right, with the extra stun, but the turret damage is pretty massive. Members of Team Surge going to have to make their way out of the bottom lane. There is an Anivia headed there as well. And the bottom lane turret for Team Surge is extremely low, so there's potential for a dive if Social Bun wants to try, but she is very low, so we'll probably play more defensively. Samanus heads to the top lane. Then by the camera switching back, we want to see the action up here. He's going to go in. The ultimate from Mordekaiser onto the Xin Zhao should get the trade of kills, and now with that Ghost as well, moving in onto no free names. As long as he can get the slow, with that flash, no free names guarantees him living for a little bit longer.
A little bit longer, but that is going to be tower pressure at the very least, if not that tower going down, because Xeno can use Samanus and his Ghost. If Samanus walks in, yeah, there we go. I believe Samanus still counts as a champion and can, or no free names can just devour him. Xeno backing.
Stuff for the instant replay, so keep going.
Gotcha. No worries. Xeno backing off here as we see no free names getting that. Bottom outer did go down in the meantime for Team Surge. The beautiful roam, excellent roam by Temeni. Let's see here. I want to see. There was no engage there either, so we're in good shape there. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. There we go. Doing a little bit of vision work up here on top side. Samanus and Temeni taking out the control wards, taking down the Scuttle Crab, making sure that their team has full vision and they can begin that Rift Herald. Catnator tanking up the turret in order to take out the bottom outer turret. TSM double lifting Catnator. Double lift comes forward, gets this knocks to the side. Catnator and the ultimate comes out double lift and cleans up that kill very easily. Catnator kind of overstaying his welcome a little bit since he was about half health when Draven walked up into lane. Xeno getting more attention from Samanus. We do have Phantom Attempt coming in, finishing off the kill. Xeno did not drop the ultimate, and ultimate is actually on no free names. Let's see if they can get that kill down. No, it looks like Xeno goes down prior to. Yeah. Phantom Attempt still going after the chase here. He does get the kill for the flash.
Cleans it up. Still a pretty good game for Team Monster. Temeni wants the trade of kills. It is a red buff on Phantom Attempt. He decides to try to be aggressive. However, on the run, just barely misses the spell shield. Gonna turn it around, start the auto attack damage, realizing there's not much left for him, but he has no mana. Trying to run away. Another stun dodge, though, this time for Phantom Attempt. Can he get out? Probably trying to come into defend, but Temenia is there. Now with double buffs, Purple Nim there to try to help, decides just to walk away as the Anivia 5-1-0, feeling very confident, going to get some damage onto the top lane turret.
Very confident, very strong, beautiful roam up as well from Temeni to make sure that they got not only the kills there, but going to get some damage onto this tower as well. It's not going to be, you know, taking the tower worth damage, as DRF Xeno is going to show back up in the lane right about the time that that next wave hits the tower.
And I fixed the problem with the instant replay, so if you want to do a replay on a fight, just let me know and we'll get it rolling again.
All right.
Temeni did some damage onto Xeno. The shield gonna be knocked out very quick. Wall as well to keep him inside the ultimate. Xeno could be falling. Yes! Temeni with an amazing play gets another kill onto Xeno. 1v1 in the top lane. Cho'Gath rotated towards the mid lane to try to stop the siege from Team Surge, pushing onto the mid lane turret.
It's a nice siege setting up. You do have Samanus over in the side rush here of the mid lane on the bot side. They do not have vision of him there as he starts to come back into the lane here.
Yep, top lane turret falls. Soul Lord trying to get a snare down. Misses. Gonna get stunned up. Soul Lord taking so much damage. Should fall. Phantom Temp trying to get in to get the fear down, but the icicle from Anivia too strong. Now Nocturne on the run, but Leona coming up. Needs to hit the blast cone. Plays defensively. Get over the wall. Get does get slowed as well. Temeni putting down the wall. It's an auto attack melee ranged Nocturne to try to hit the blast cone, and he can't get it when there's an Anivia wall in the way. What a play by this Anivia, and now Rift Herald being spawned right next to the mid lane second tier turret is going to fall with one charge, and they spawned it just past the mini wave as well, so the Rift Herald not even going to be distracted by the minions, takes out that turret with almost max health, going to charge onto the second tier turret as well, and that's going to chunk it down to half health as the rest of the team goes in. Xeno knocks to the side, Purple Nim trying to check if he can, gets the knockup, but the flash from Draven keeps him alive for the moment, and he's already cleared out Purple Nim on this copy. Soul Lord getting a snare down. Samanus trying to get engaged now. Doesn't care about the turret. Flashes in. Nocturne comes in looking for the fear, but it's an immediately ulted out by Xin Zhao, pushing him back, getting to safety as his briefcase give him a safety net to walk away.
It's a they're just doing a fantastic job, especially Samanus right now, of disengaging every time Phantom of Temp jumps onto him. As we see TSM going a little bit under the tower there, trying to get the kill onto Soul Lord. Does not quite get it.
Yeah, no free names, able to just clear some vision, or almost clear some vision out to the side. The siege continuing from Team Monster. I think they'll pull off, though, as there is just not a minion way for them to keep going. Baron has spawned now. Ocean Drake picked up as well. That's 2 Drakes for them. Going to make it even easier for them to push this in. At this point, almost 10,000 gold, sitting about 8,000 gold behind. Team Surge doesn't have many options to get back into this game.
They don't have many options. They're being completely sieged on every lane here, as TSM might be caught out here. No, Nim does not land the stun.
Double lift, no mana though, trying to get away. Was exhausted for a moment, but the little speed boost means the Purple Nim cannot chase back in. This Poppy's been so gold starved this whole game long. Still sitting only 4,000 gold. Has just a few small items to try to help himself as Temeni puts down a wall, but the Fear for Phantom Tent may still be good. Sitting on the blue buff, so can spam out a lot of spells. Goes for the kill onto Misfortune in trade, but the shield from the Lux keeps her alive. Flashing, the Anivia tries to live for a moment longer. Dodges the Lux ult as well. Does have egg form. Can they get the damage down before she comes back alive? And it looks like they will just do it. Katnir sneaking it away.
Getting the kill, getting the execute on Temeni. Good job of it, but it was a lot of resources committed, and it's very unfortunate that Team Monster didn't capitalize on just how many people they had to send in order to get that kill onto Temeni, because they could have taken a lot of objectives, especially if they'd been grouped a little bit more on the top side. That's Baron if they're watching for it.
Yeah, 4 members, especially with this Draven, 3-0-1. Phantom Dance was completed, but not worried about the Baron. Said they want more kills going in onto Xeno, who tries to get the trade onto Double Lift. Not damage enough, and with the ultimate ticking away, Draven doesn't care. Going to heal off the minions and walk in for that top tier second turret, but it's still pretty full health, and they don't have a minion wave. Once again, opportunity for them to try to go for the Baron and make it a 4v5 as Anivia has respawned. Instead, they just want to keep pushing these turret objectives.
Keep pushing those objectives in, making sure that they get some kind of map pressure out of it. Of course, it should be relatively easy for Team Surge to clear out, and there it goes right there. No issues there. Purple Nim is looking for a bit of a flank here. Does not know that Xin Zhao is over there clearing the North Quadrant red buff right now. So we could see Xin Zhao come in for a bit of a more aggressive flank after he finishes with those Raptors.
This is still an opportunity for engage, and Nivea hasn't joined the fight yet, and she's one of the strongest members of Team Monster 7 and 2. Cho'Gath is a bit to be feared, but he is more of that tank line. If you can get onto that double lift, you want to see Phantom of Temp on this Nocturne flying into the back and assassinating double lift before he can escape. Purple Nim being able to just disrupt the fight with that ultimate. No three names gonna find the rupture, gonna get a slowdown as well. And Purple then tries to get the sandwich with wall. There's the engage we wanted to see from the Nocturne. Assassination, one more auto attack completed, and they've taken out Leona as well. Cho'Gath to try to flash into the wall, fails it with the triple man knockup, still going to fall. That should be Baron for Team Surge if they feel confident enough to go for it, which I would say they should. And Nivea has now shown herself in the bottom lane alone. Xin Zhao's not going to be enough to steal away the Baron against 5 unless he just has perfect timing. They should just bum rush the Baron right now.
Absolutely, and that looks to be what they're going for. Xin Zhao stays just out of range of the sweeper from Purple Nim. Does finally get spotted out there. Yeah, Catinator clearing out that. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Nocturne choosing to recall, especially when he's needed. He's got almost full health and full mana. This could be bad. Okay, he does cancel the recall as Semanus does start the ultimate, but that means that resource is down now. So the bait for the Baron, somewhat successful from Team Surge, but they only got an ultimate out, and I would just be turning right back onto it. They now know that Zinza's ult is down. There's still members from the Team Monster coming out. They can burn it down with Catinator's damage. Not feeling confident though, they just go ahead and decide to recall.
Well, I don't think they feel that Catinator's damage is enough. Mind you, Mrs. Fortune is all about that first shot, and once she's got burned that first shot, she's pretty much done her big hit of the fight. She can still do consistent damage, obviously. She is an ADC. But they don't have as much consistent damage coming out of the rest of the members of their team, so I don't think they were feeling confident that that damage alone was enough to take the Baron.
They're going to have to wait for the next opportunity to get a good team fight, clean it up, and then try for the Baron. Otherwise, they're just not going to have enough push down on these side lanes. Lux ulting, going to take double it very, very low, but no kill quite yet. So Lord, I think that was some decent damage, but 0-5 means that he's down in farm and down in items, so it doesn't quite have that punch that you want to see. As Cho'Gath comes in from this side, looking for the slow, does have it. The Purple Nim knocks him right back to his own team. The rest of the engage did not come in from Team Monster. He's going to try to chase it in now. Purple Nim, the only one within range. A little speed boost to get him out of social. Bun Zenith Blade as well. And Team Surge avoids some really hefty engages from Team Monster back safely underneath their turret. But now, Team Monster has the opportunity to go to Baron.
Absolutely, they got Baron access. That flank from Cho'Gath was really well played. Did make sure to use his speed as he came in. That Righteous Glory is on cooldown at the moment. We'll see if, as we see Phantom of Temp going for the dive here.
Goes in looking for the damage, and that's going to be Leona throwing the ultimate, stunning up Miss Fortune, so her damage is slowed down. The blade's coming out from Draven, gets one, but the exhaust is good, and that should allow Purple Nim with the ultimate to knock him up, slam him backwards to the rest of the team. And Catinator, one more axe. Ooh, Soul Lord does a flashy play with the ultimate, despite it already being over, and they've still picked up 2. So Team Surge trying to crawl their way back into this game cannot get any objectives, but they can start to get some kills.
They can start to get some kills, but they're looking for if they need to be looking for those objectives, like you just mentioned. They're getting the kills, but they're not able to follow it up with an objective take.
Purple Nim trying to slam away to many after stealing away a kill onto the Lux. The fleeing Xin Zhao will fall. No free names here with some huge play. Miss Fortune doesn't mind shooting over the wall from Nivea, but they do get a trade of kills, so it's a 2 for 2, and that means that Team Surge unable to push forward as Team Monster going to go right back to the Ocean Drake, and that's going to be the 3rd Drake of the game.
And it's unfortunate for Team Surge that Team Monsters managed to get all of these Drakes, because they are the ones playing with the Mordekaiser. They're the ones that have that extra benefit out of the Drake if they manage to take it. And it's just they haven't been able to focus it because they've been dead half the time.
And that's one of the issues when it comes to the playing. I believe that most of them are in Discord, but sometimes that communication can really help when you're all in Discord together. You can communicate with your team, let them know what's going on and where different plays are happening, and both teams are kind of suffering from that lack of decision making. Pick a shot caller, make a decision, and do something. Team Monster suffering a little bit from lacking grouping. They usually have somebody sitting off in a side lane, but not necessarily the split pusher that you want to see. Team Surge just kind of hemming and hawing around the map, unable to fully commit to one thing or another. Either go for a kill or go for Baron. or go for a defense, or go for a push, go for something. Hemming and hawing is just kind of delaying out the game. And as we talked about early on, late game Cho'Gath just becomes almost impossible to kill. No free names, gets the rupture onto the red buff, but it's the rest of Team Surge prepping for a fight. Phantom Temp gets shown though, and that means the root comes down onto Cho'Gath. Double lift here, starting to pump out the damage on the side. The Cho'Gath has already been finished off. Purple Nim playing that tank, tries to come in, and red buff will be stolen away. Catinator claiming that one, as the Mordekaiser pushes down the mid lane, making sure those minions don't go towards their inhibitor. But again, they get a good pick, and then there's no more engage from Team Surge. They took out the tank. They could be fighting a 4v5 right now. Instead, they're just going to be kind of grouping towards the mid lane, playing a little more slowly.
Grouping towards mid lane, except Catinator's up in top lane. Like you said, they were almost always have somebody off in the side lane, and not necessarily the person that you would want in the side lane.
So as 5, they're still grouped here. There's pings from Team Monster. They're finally going to make the call. We're going to go to Baron, and Team Surge doesn't have any vision, though Purple Nim may be able to kind of predict this, or at least Catinator should be able to predict this because he is, what, Diamond player?
Yeah.
So his game sense should show him there's a very high likelihood the Team Monster's going for it. They've delayed too long. Cho'Gath is coming back, snared up, but the Draven maybe finish up.
Oh!
An incredible pick. Huge play here. And now Samana's going, and he's going to find himself straight into the hands of Phantom of Temp. Getting now to get the fear down. Catinator on a rampage, bringing up one. Purple Nim going to fall, sacrificing himself as the Leona going to be picked off. Now Xeno grabbing that one. And that means that once again, Team Surge wins the fight. They decide to push down the mid lane this time. We're going to try to take out their second turret, or third turret of the game, as those outside turrets have fallen. They're going to get some good damage down, and I think that rupture from Cho'Gath not quite clearing the lane means that that first turret will fall in the mid lane for Team Surge, finally picking up their first objective in almost over 10 minutes.
Well, and the first half of that fight where TSM Double gets eliminated, that's pretty cut and dry. Really careful on the second half, though. I want to give major props to Catinator here as we go to the replay here. Catinator starts this fight, and immediately Samanus pops the ultimate. Catinator makes sure to step into the circle to deal all of his damage and make sure that he deletes Samanus and gets enough damage to take out that jungler, take out that major point, and really turns that fight around for his team. A fantastic job by Catinator on that fight.
Yeah, just a beautiful play. We're still seeing the replay kind of going in the side, which I'm totally fine with running for a second, because moving in, that Nocturne wants to be in melee range and is just going to be able to, I do indeed command game request. That is exclamation mark, join, and your in-game name. That's all you need. And we're going to fade back to...
Oh, I didn't realize you weren't off me. I'm sorry.
No, I was typing to the chat, so... distracted a little bit, and that's quite all right. But again, Team Surge wins a team fight with some really good plays, and then almost does nothing with it. Barely gets the mid lane first tier turret. So they're really gonna have to wait until like a late game 5-man full ace to be able to feel confident enough to push in for a win. We'll have to see if they can make that happen, as Team Monster feels like they're making these calls a little bit faster and a little bit better. Samanus going in, uses the ultimate very early on. Poppy getting the knock-up on one, double lift still in a tentative spot. They could pick off no free names. Nibby coming around from the side, backs off, she's doing no damage. This is perfect for Team Surge, as the Misfortune ultimate going to push out the members of Team Monster. The Cho'Gath tank is down. They're turning on the rest of the team, but Team Surge decides to back off, waiting for the next target of Team Monster to come out. Catinator playing really confident steps forward, forced to flash away. A little too confident there. Samanus still alive, gets the stun down on the Purple Nim from the help of the Nivea, and the flashes are out. Team Surge backs off once again after picking off the Cho'Gath.
Yeah, they got the Cho'Gath kill, but like you said, they didn't manage to do anything else with it. They're down with that. Team Monster is down that hyper tank. They don't have a front line now, and yet we still see them playing around, not doing anything, not accomplishing any additional fights. Catinator getting caught out, Purple Nim getting caught out, being forced to blow both of their flashes in order to stay alive there, means that they are without those key tools, especially on Purple Nim, to get a solid engage. If Purple Nim can get a flash and, as I like to, it's a heroic charge, I believe, into a target, that's an easy CC, but they are without that option now. They have to just position by walking.
And one of the things is that we talked, or at least I talked about, an honorable mention for Phantom of Temp playing a really clean game last time around on the Orianna. She's what you want when you're playing a safe game because she can throw her ball around, she can use those ultimates to pull people in from massive distance, she can avoid getting a lot of kills, or getting killed a lot. That's great for Orianna. When you're Nocturne though, you need to be confident. Finally being a little bit confident here, goes in onto Fernandez, gonna go right back in, doesn't have to use the fear yet. Now forced to back out, flashes the rupture from the Cho'Gath, Poppy in trouble, Leona getting the engage down, stun into Zenith Blade, Lux ultimate gonna drop to double lift low, but not quite taken out yet. Nocturne goes in onto double lift, this is what we wanted to see, but he's all alone, the team is here to defend. Magic keeps alive for the moment, but he's still going to fall. Semanus goes to the back line, immediately executed. Mordekaiser here for the damage. It's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Double lift, the only one forward now. He has already used his flashes, he's already used his heal, he has nothing left, he's going to fall. Cho'Gath the tank is all alone in the middle of 4, and Mordekaiser has the ultimate on Draven, gonna be pumping out the damage. They need to move forward. Feel confident. You have this. Soul Lord, get in there and get some snares down. Team Surge trying to push in onto the turret, but they're gonna have to turn right back around. The Zani's used by Anita, keeping himself alive for the moment. Gets to the side with a nice flash, gets the kill onto Mordekaiser. He falls, but Lux gets the snare. Can she finish her off? It's only in egg form, and Soul Lord in trouble as No Free Names gonna find the rupture, gonna get the slows down, may even have the feast, doesn't even need it. Oh, I think that's his. Not even Zanya. This is a stopwatch for Lux just to kind of hang out for a bit before going and falling. Cho'Gath cleans that up. So once again, Surge wins the early game start of the fight, but it is those triple oceans from Team Monster that says, that's all right. We can just wait for Cho'Gath to heal back up and go right back in being unkillable.
Go back to being unkillable, and they are on the Baron with a lot of damage to many with that constant damage coming out of the Anivia. They also have the Feast or the Execute on No Free Names. This is a free Baron for Team Monster.
And that's going to
Phantom
be the
Attempt
Baron.
is here.
Yeah, no, Leona using Stop seeing engage from the side. Blast Cone used by Nocturne. Phantom Attempt over the wall, though, going to fall. Semanus picking that up, and it should be Team Monster now with the Baron in charge of the game. The game is kind of stalled out really heavily the past 15 minutes, and they should be able to finally get those pushes both in the side lanes or in the middle with that Baron buff, and might be able to close this game out as Team Surge just undecided even after winning those team fights in the mid game.
They had their moment of power and it went to waste for Team Surge. I don't think they've got another really high point unless they wait out until the absolute end of the game, and even then, No Free Names on that Cho'Gath is going to be absolutely a monster in order to stop them from being able to accomplish anything. Team Monster, though, with the Baron, should be able to push this out. If I were them, I'd go to a 1-3-1 and just push these lanes out as hard as I could in order to make sure that we take something out of this and don't be like Team Surge and waste the advantage that we do have.
And that's the thing. I'm trying to figure out how to do the microphone. You guys are saying that I'm a little bit low. I mean, I could just yell, but I don't think that's a good thing. Maybe the microphone's recognizing that I'm talking a little on the light side. So, compared to Salik's mic, you're much quieter. I can drop Salik down a little bit. That's definitely
please
something
make me quieter.
I can probably do. That's actually, it's a good point. It might be just the league audio that's up a bit on the high side. So that should be a little bit better. But with Team Surge grouping as 5 in the mid lane, Cho'Gath getting the split push on the side. He's actually just was sitting there for a minute, maybe typing something to his team. 5 members here. Team Surge could try to fight, a 5v3, because Anivia's going to show herself in the bottom lane, so they could go for an engage. Instead, they're going to play defensively, wait the Baron out, and head back towards that mid lane inhibitor turret. But again, it's all about this delay. And Cho'Gath is just going to become such an unkillable monster at the later portion of the game, true to the name of the team.
True to the name of the team. After we've been making Surge puns this whole time, they end up being a monster. I love it. We did good with naming these teams today.
Yeah, it's the Caffeine Cup, as I really think that we should probably do that, at least at some point. Have 4 random teams play the Caffeine Cup, and each one be a different name. You've got the NOS, Monster, Surge, and Red Bull.
Red Bull. Yep.
Because nobody drinks coffee these days anyway. So that
Yeah,
is the mid lane
coffee's
inhibitor falling. As we said, with the Baron buff, Team Monster just pushes in. Too many members of Team Surge tried to go to the top lane and stop Cho'Gath, and that meant that the inhibitor was open. They clear it. They head towards the top lane. Cho'Gath is still a monster with, I just cannot imagine with 3 oceans. He hasn't even built a Warmogs because he doesn't need to at this point in the game. It's just crazy. And yeah, you drink coffee, Deadlist. You drink like 3 coffees a day. But it was more of a joke because I drink about a cup of coffee every morning when I first get up. It's a cup of coffee every morning with cereal. That's my breakfast. So it's more of a joke because we were doing energy drinks, and it's the caffeine cup. So, Siege down, Team Monster picks up the top lane. Oh, Purple Nymph, wow, what a weird interaction as Social Bun gets the Zenith Blade despite being hit, but that means one is already down. Perfect engage from Purple Nymph, though fairly accidental as well. No free names gets the slows down. Soul Lord in trouble, though Draven gets the axes down. The damage is there. Xeno slowed as well. TSM Double Lift doesn't care. He's going for the kills, flashes forward, trying to get onto Purple Nymph, picks up 1. Double Lift in trouble as Catinator gonna clean that one. Still 3 in the top lane. They don't have the Baron empowerment anymore, but they do still have a Cho'Gath. Catinator trying to do what he can, uses the heal to get out of Samanus, is going to find the slow. Phantom of Temp also trying to back off. The damage from Xin Zhao is good, but no, the wall from Anivia saves the ADC from Team Surge. She's going to get the good damage down. No free names going to fall. The base is held by Team Surge. Samanus could fall as well, and it is I believe, Elder Drake coming up here in just a moment. If Catinator can chase this in on Samanus, he tries to get the speed boost off the minions, won't find it, and it is an Elder Drake that is spawning right now. And the members of Team Surge, once they come up, could try to rush it. Instead, though, they may just be on wave clear duty in the base.
Yeah, they got to clear these waves because they got supers in their base already in mid lane. One coming in top lane as well, so they're going to have to keep clearing these waves to make sure that they do not lose their base to Winions.
So 28 kills to 25, still an 8,000 gold lead from Team Monster. But what we saw in that last fight was the fact that with a good engage, they executed one early on, and then just slowly losing members, but also taking members out from the enemy team. They ended up being basically a 4-for-3 trade because they still had Catinator and Phantom of Temp left up alive. Members of Team Surge trying to move down here towards the Elder Drake. Cho'Gath and Anivia coming out of the base, but the teleport in from Cho'Gath should be able to give this over to Team Monster. They no longer have the Baron, but with 4 Drakes, an Elder Drake would be even more insane. Nocturne around the corner, doesn't feel confident enough yet to try to dive in to steal it away. Blue buff only going to be picked up. There's still opportunity here for them to get in. Lux uses the ultimate, but no, Xin Zhao cleans it up. Social Bun comes in, getting the stun down onto Poppy. Xeno 1v1ing Double Lift off to this side. Can he get the 3rd hit? No, he cannot. The Nocturne goes in, trying to 1v1 Double Lift now, but he is a true monster. Blast Cone used by Poppy to save herself for the moment. There's the Misfortune ultimate, getting good damage down into Xin Zhao. Cleans up 1. Catinator able to turn it around a little bit at a time with the help of Soul Lord. However, the Lux maybe falling, uses the barrier to keep herself alive for the moment, but Double Lift still has the damage. Catinator, oh, that should be the game. Purple Nymph, the only one left to defend the base, and that is a Poppy against 3 members of Team Monster who should be able to push this in for a win with 4 Drakes Elder stack.
Yeah, especially since Poppy does not have any way to really go after those minions. Just taking their sweet time, clearing out the minions, not hitting the Nexus, not worried about it. This game is done. To many,
just playing with the food of Purple Nymph. Yeah, finds the stun at the very end. Happy cupcakes, happy win for Team Monster. The Cho'Gath may have died 7 times, but he absorbed so much damage in that engage.
Yeah. I'm so curious to see exactly how much damage that was, because Cho'Gath just ate so much.
Ooh, that's instant replay, not post-game. There we go. And I'm going to switch over to my recording screen to show the stat line because, let's see here, how much damage taken?
Damage taken by Cho'Gath, 64,155.
That's a tank right there.
That is a tank. Holy cow. Self-mitigated damage, 71,191.
Draven, 40,000 damage. Misfortune, 62,000 damage. You know who was dealing that damage to Cho'Gath. That's just crazy. But let's go ahead and roll through MVPs and honorable mentions. Give it away for Team Surge.
All right, for Team Surge, honorable mention, I got to throw it over to Purple Nymph. Fantastic job making sure that whenever Team Monster tried to make an engage, if Steadfast Presence was up, Purple Nim was popping it almost immediately to make sure that engage was stuffed. At the end, the fight with that Team Surge managed to walk away with. Beautiful knockback to knock the Cho'Gath out of the fight, keep him as a non-factor. Also caught the Leona, but a weird interaction with Zenith Blade caused Leona to snap back in where she was able to continue in the fight. But turning that fight into a 5v4 made it a winnable fight for Surge instead of an absolute slaughter. MVP, meanwhile, got to give it to Catinator. 9-2 and 13 on that misfortune. 17,000 gold, and as we discussed, 62,000 damage in total. Catinator did a wonderful job trying to keep his team in the game, carry them to victory, and unfortunately, it did not end up working out the way we planned it to. And I got to give a shout out to Zeno just for actually playing the Hail of Blades Mordekaiser. Didn't think you were going to hold up on that, Zeno. Love you, bud.
Such a huge shout out. 9-10-6 on the Hail of Blades Mordekaiser. That's pretty good. Didn't use the Mordekaiser for the Drakes, which is that sad part. We would have loved to see him roam a little bit heavier towards the bottom lane to pick up those Drakes and make use of those ultimates. But this time around, won't see that happen. For the winning team, honorable mention over to... you know what? I think that I'm gonna, as weird as it is, I'm giving it the honorable mention to no free names. Because we talked about how much damage this Cho'Gath took, may have fallen, but oftentimes burned so many spells by the enemy team that it made it a lot easier for them to win team fights or just overall find those more important kills. Now, a lot of the reason why Team Surge lost had a lot less to do with winning team fights and had a lot more to do with not being confident in their choice making. But No Free Names played that frontline tank, only died 7 times, absorbed so much pressure, and every time that he stepped forward in a team fight, everyone turned to hit him, which meant that Double Lift lived. And that's the important factor. And not only that, Temeni lived as well. 12, 3, and 6 MVP for this game. This guy on Anivia, so many amazing plays. I want to go back and highlight, which I'll probably do on Twitch post-game. I've got a clips list that I'm going to be kind of saving highlights in. I'm going to pull some from this game from Temeni because there just were some fantastic plays.
The wall and the blast cone to stop Phantom of Temp from getting out.
That being a highlight just from that. Just the mental knowledge to know where to place that. Keep the Nocturne from being able to hit that blast cone and escape. Really, really good. All right, guys, we're going to go for a very short break, and we will be right back for game number 3. Again, if you played in that last game, you're still free to go ahead and hit up that join. You know, it's the exclamation join in-game name, and we'll get you into game number 3 right after the short break. Don't forget about the damage.
Yeah, here, I got you. 32,000 to champions.
We'll be right back, guys.